Good evening, everyone. The Stratford Zoning Commission is now open for public hearing for those petitions advertised to be heard at this session. Let it be noted that for the record that Ms. Manis will be sitting in for Mr. Hendrick, and Mr. Roguskas will be sitting in for Mr. Solhavy till he does show. I wish to announce that should any items on tonight's agenda take more time than is anticipated, this public hearing may conclude at 11 p.m. and be continued to another date. And it better not. It will be established at that time. Any items not heard by 11 p.m. tonight or 7:30 tonight will be heard at a continued public hearing. For the record, all petitions to be heard this evening have been duly noted and advertised in the Connecticut Post. These properties were duly posted. Okay. If I can, Ms. Phillips, if you could read the first petition.
100 Hathaway Drive, petition of Abrams Group LLC, seeking an approval of a location to establish a used car dealer license incidental to a motor vehicle repair facility in a MA zone.
Is the petitioner present? Would you step forward, please? State your name and address for the record and explain to us what you would like to do.
My name is George Abraham, resided in 9 Wendover Road, Trumbull, Connecticut.
Okay, I think we're going to have to... Did you get that?
Abraham.
Okay. All right. And what are your plans?
100 Hathaway Drive, we are proposing to open up a Mako auto body repair shop. Mako.
How many employees do you plan on having there?
8 or 9.
Okay. Any of the commissioners have any questions for this gentleman?
We've had a Mako that was there once before on Wood End Road, and then they left. So it's not unusual to have a Mako repair facility in the area. I just want to make sure that the cars are going to be kept inside, the place will be clean.
Yes.
Not blocking the street.
No.
And I know the area, Hathaway Drive, I live around the corner. Just make it look as nice as possible, whatever landscaping you can do.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Mr. Roguskas?
Yeah, I just have one question. Since on the agenda it says that you're looking to establish a used car dealer license incidental to a motor vehicle repair facility. So are you looking to sell cars as well as...
Not an intention in case we have a car there, if you want to put up for sale, you know. It's not a used car lot, it won't be.
So this would just to cover
Just
the
to cover, yeah, in
occasional-
case if we get a car sitting there, somebody want to buy it, so we have an option to sell it.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody who'd like to speak in favor of this petition? Anyone who'd like to speak in favor? Anyone in opposition? Seeing none, take a motion to close by Ms.
Motion.
Phillips.
Motion to close.
Second.
Can I put some comments in for 1 second?
Yes.
We talked about some landscaping improvements with the staff comments, and staff would like to see at least a minimum of some landscaping across the front of the property, or perhaps a depressed rain garden. And if the commission is in favor of that, we could work with the applicant and show him what, you know, what he could do for not too much a cost to clean up and make the front of the property look much better. There are some trees further down the street, and this would help the whole streetscape quite a bit for a minimum amount of work.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to add that to my motion.
When we get to that point of the agenda, then we can, make that a motion. I was going to tell that to Mr. Rosowski that we will we're going to close this portion of it, then when we go to the point of voting on it, then we will make our comments. So I have a motion by Ms. Phillips, second by Mr. Auguskis. Any further discussion on this? Seeing none? Oh, wait a minute, no, we're not even, no. We're closing it.
You're just closing it.
Yeah, we just closed it.
You're just closing it.
Mr. Auguskis, would you like to read the second petition, please?
45 Embry Street, petition of 712 Service Center LLC, seeking an approval of location to establish a general repairer's license incidental to a motor vehicle repair facility in an MA zone.
Petitioner present? Step forward. State your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Quirino Marati. I live on 165 Centennial Drive, Milford. Quirino, it's Q-U-I-R-I-N as in Nancy O. Last name is Marati, M-A-U-R-A-T-I.
Okay.
I am the owner of Surf Avenue Auto Body, and we're looking to expand our business over to the building next door, which is on 45 Embry. I want to call it 712 Service Center, not to confuse anybody. That's basically general repairs, brakes, tune-ups, normal repairs. Automotive repairs.
All right. I was always under the understanding that if you're opening up another shop adjacent to the actual licensed facility, that property is covered also.
Yes, it is.
So why is he going for another license?
Well, I mean, that's... You would still need local approval because it's never, that may be part of the motor vehicle state requirements, but you would still have to go before
It would
the
seem,
local authority to get approval for that
For the
motor vehicle
yeah.
Okay, so
location.
you're really... No. Okay, so you're actually going to go for a second license over there?
We already submitted all the forms for that. I guess they just need the A2 survey signed and printed, the name, and the K7 application also signed and printed, and then I can submit that, and that's, I guess that's pretty much it.
Okay. Any questions from the commission?
yes, but I would probably need Mr. Ronkowski. The staff, this particular one, I do need to ask the applicant.
Yep.
There was a particular notation, and I understand why he made it, that the parking that's being used in the front of the building is on the right-of-way, and the recommendation was to eliminate that parking. Do you need that parking? Are
Not at
you-
all.
Are
It's-
you
it's-
okay with eliminating it?
I'm okay with that. The other thing is, we have space in the back of the building also that's adequate for 5 or 6 vehicles. And it's on the, already on the A2 survey. I had them put it on there already, so the parking is already
So,
drawn.
with that in mind, would you be willing to work with the planning and zoning administrator of doing something to put some greenery in the front?
There
or
is
do
no,
something-
there is no, there
I
is
know.
no space there to do
I
that
know.
because the front of the building to the actual sidewalk is very limited.
And
And
it's
if I put any
paved.
kind of curbing there, it'll block the
Yeah, I didn't-
driveway or garage doors going in.
I was trying to think of something, it's all paved, and I was trying to think of what we can do. Mr. Rakowski, you had mentioned, do you have any ideas if there's anything? I'm not going to make a
Well,
big issue of it, but,
If it helps, 712 has, we have curbs with trees there already, and it's right adjacent to our building, next door building, so
yeah.
there is trees there already, if that matters.
He's correct, because he has, I think, 3 bays going into that one space,
Right.
and if you put something across the front, it would
It's going to be blocking it.
kind of block the
I
access
know, I
in and
saw
out.
that.
His landscaping next door is
Nice,
nice.
yeah, I agree.
I mean, if you wanted to make a condition on the approval that we at least look at the possibilities of some type of landscaping on the property per se, it doesn't have to be maybe directly in front of your doors, but someplace to create an island, put a tree in.
Yeah,
You know, if that's a possibility, we could look at that.
it was not, I asked the question for discussion, not so much for stipulation. I just wanted to hear
Yeah.
your thoughts and the applicants. It wasn't, I understood the limitations, but I wanted to see what the thoughts were, if there was any
understand.
chance at all.
I understand.
But it was not something that I was looking to try. The back of the property is not as visible, and it isn't as critical. I mean, so I can let that go.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask if there
I
were some
appreciate-
ideas
Not
that
a
I
problem at all.
didn't have at all.
It's fine.
Okay. Any further discussion? Any other questions? No? Seeing none? Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody here in favor of this petition? Anyone in favor?
Yeah.
Is anyone in opposition? Anyone in opposition? Seeing none, motion to close by Mr. Roguskis, second by Stephanie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Need a motion to close the public hearing portion of the meeting
Linda,
by Linda, second
second.
by Mr. Vacola.
Bacola.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll go right into, item number 1. Anybody like to take it off the table? Let's not be bashful. Mr.
Yeah.
Roguskis. 100 Hathaway Drive off the table. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Phillips. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Anybody like to make a motion here, or?
I'll make one really quick. I'd like to put a motion forward to accept the application. I do want to include the suggestions by the Planning and Zoning Administrator to work with the applicant to see what they can do to improve the green space that satisfies the office. Other than that, they should follow the other general repair and automotive regulations that are normally stipulated.
Anybody like to second that? Second that by Ms. Manis. Any further discussion on the matter? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0. Anybody like to take 45 Embry Street off the table? Mr. Vacola would like to take 45 Embry Street? Okay, do I have a second? Second by Ms. Manis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Anybody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve as submitted. I do not have any additional stipulations other than they follow the general automotive and general repair requirements that are stipulated by the state and the town.
Okay. And do I have a second? By Mr. Roguskis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you, people, for your... Good night. Next on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the May 30th, 2018 meeting. I have a motion by Mr. Solhavy, second by Mr. Vacola. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Any discussion? I see none. Campsite plan review is not required for those. Okay, zoning enforcement study complaints? Nothing at this time. Accessory apartment applications? Not at this time. Sediment and erosion control applications? None. Planning projects? Nothing. Other? Nothing. Oh,
No, we have something
we have,
other.
yeah, well, we have it as a bullet here. 1056 Stratford Avenue, final approval for business hours.
Well, we have a request. The owners of Billows and Blaze Smoke Shop, formerly Beans and Leaves, came in for their yearly approval. There's been no complaints, or there's been no enforcement, so it's been quiet. There's really no reason not to approve it for another year, and in fact, maybe just eliminate the need to come back to the commission. I mean, this was really a test to see, you know, if
Mr.
there's going to be a problem.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I
Mr.
was just going to ask that same question. Why are they coming back every year? We've eliminated for a number of other
We
small
can,
businesses.
we can eliminate that tonight. We can give them an approval and,
And I think the second part of it was the hours that they were looking for some changes?
Let's see. Yeah, I'm requesting a
And,
final approval.
The extended hours last year, and
That-
that's why they have to
Right, that does require a vote.
okay.
Let's see.
So you want to make the motion to approve with the stipulated hours to be extended?
It seems like they asked last year to go to 11 o'clock,
Yes.
so that would be the same for this year.
Yeah, they have had no issues. They're kind of a quiet area. I'd like to make a motion to, A, approve them for at least another year until we can remove it, the stipulation, the requirement altogether, and B,
Well, you could do that
We can
right
do
I
now.
can do that in one
Because
motion?
Yes.
it's not in the regulations, it was just a requirement of the commission.
Yes.
I'd like to motion that they be approved and not be required to come back for further review, and to allow them, B, to extend their hours to 11 o'clock.
A motion by Ms. Phillips, I have a second by Mr. Solhavy. Any further discussion on the matter? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Passes 5-0. Goal settings, we got nothing. Methadone clinic, we can strike that from, can't we? Did we, or no, that was extended, okay. Parking, recommendations. Nothing. Anybody like to make a motion to adjourn? Motion by Ms. Manis to adjourn. Second by Mr. Vacola at 7:17. We are out of here.